I don't think you're going to like my transfers.
No.
I sold Oscar Gluck and top goal scorer Julian Rijkoff.
Damn it, Carl!
Both to Ajax.
How convenient.
We also released Nikolaisen, but don't worry because we signed Emil Heskey. Welcome back to Youth to Gold. Last season, we finished in 3rd place in the league, but did terrible in both the Champions League and the Coupe de France. We still have a lot of debts, but apparently our finances suggest we are rich.
Cheers, Jeff.
We increased our youth recruitment. Oh, and by the way, Arsenal beat Porto in the final of the Champions League.
Who?
Okay, so I sold Rijkoff for 34 million and Oscar Gluck for 31 million. All profit for Rijkoff, who was a free transfer 2 seasons ago, and roughly £29 million profit for Oscar Gluck, who he signed 3 years ago and was wanting to leave ever since. But this is the reason I was happy to sell Rijkoff. Real Madrid new gen Alfonso Places, who I think is actually better than Rijkoff in every way other than aerially. And he only cost me £4 million because of his release clause. At 18 years of age, he is fantastic, and I couldn't believe he actually wanted to join us. He turned me down last year, but I kept my tabs on him. Here is another reason I was happy to sell him: French striker or winger Cassou. Again, a fantastic player, and once again I bought him off Auxerre for a very cheap cost of only £5 million. There are more signings, but I'll get to them in a bit. I had £9 million more, but the slider was locked in and I couldn't offer any more wages. I've also built a tactic, by the way, that again, I don't think you're gonna like.
Dunno, I think that's a bit dodgy, mate.
It's hard to tell whether it works right away because although we did beat Nantes in the opening game, it was a penalty and 2 goals from a corner. But it gives us a lot of options and meant I could sell Oscar Gluck without finding a direct replacement, which I simply couldn't afford. And it really showed its class against Angers with a fantastic build-up play in a 3-0 win. The first 2 goals for both strikers were a perfect example of the vertical passes we are now capable of playing. And the 3rd goal was using the right midfielder and that cutback for one of 2 midfielders drifting into the box. 2 wins from 2 and we're off to the races. Spoke too soon. Lens have created a beast team, surprisingly, and they took the lead in the 6th minute through Luciano. Matteo Cassou, though, really took off in this game and he equalised with a wonderful goal. And just 2 minutes later, we won the ball high up the pitch, and that man again gave us the lead. But as I said, Lens have a good side, and Lorenzo Colombo is a deadly striker, and he punished us here, ending the game 2-2. We had a lot of offers coming in on deadline day, but we're still unable to move our slider, so I rejected all of them. But with all of those offers rejected, let's take a look at the players that I did actually bring in, because I have brought in quite a lot, and actually we managed to sign one final player on deadline day in this man, a Danish centre midfielder, and he's only 18. He kind of has some finishing abilities as well, and I quite like the idea of possibly training him to be a centre midfield on attack. He has that gets into opposition area with really good teamwork and work rate, and as I mentioned, only £1.6 million from Bromby. Let's go back to front. Javier Carabali is a fantastic centre-back slash right-back who I might try and train to be right-back because he's only 6 foot. He's only 18 as well. Another 5-star potential from my scouts, and he only has 11 positioning, so I think the right-back position is his go-to. Again, he was rather cheap, £1.2 million from Ecuador. My scouts found him, really happy with that one. This one I found myself through attribute searching. I search heading, marking, and tackling at 13, and I found this guy. Very good Romanian Nelut Sabau, 19 years of age. He's 6'4". I think I found him last year, and I just capitalized on him this season. 3-star current ability, 5-star potential, £3.6 million. He's already played 4 games for me. I've also changed my goalkeeper and it cost me £14 million, but Alfred Kraus is better than Luka Podolak. He is just better. 6'3", 19 years of age, really good attributes, £14 million, but I think it'll be worth it in the long run. I've also managed to pick up a couple of French regens because I think I need to remember we're playing in France and we need to make sure we keep that French thing alive. So a left back here who does look quite good, to be fair, with a good potential, and he's only 18. Hopefully we get in some game times this season. A bargain next, 650k. Don't know how much I'll use him, but he is looking okay. But through the passing and the technique and off the ball, it's not bad. He's a centre midfield, but he kind of wants to play up front as well. So we'll see how he develops depending on where we go. Alfonso Places, we've already mentioned. I think there is one more sign-in that I haven't shown you yet. So let's take a look. We have obviously got Cassou, who we've I've just been mentioning scoring a lot of goals for us, we also have 2 players that I have brought in from Serbia. Now, the first one I shown you last season, it was the guy with 15 finishing and 15 passing. I finally pulled the trigger and signed him, so we've got him for quite a reasonable cost of £5.25 million. But for £5 million, this is the guy that I'm playing on the right-hand side, and I really like him, and it's the reason I kind of wanted to move away from the diamond style formation that we were using. I love his acceleration, his agility and pace, and I think he's fantastic, and that crossing ability really helps us out when we are playing him on that right-hand side, and that DLF has been scoring a lot of goals through just using this. September, we started with another win and another Cassou goal, but we held on to a 1-0 until the 88th minute when Delinga finally made it 2. Delinga left it late against Troyes. We picked up the 3-2 win with only 10 men. But a 0-0 followed against Saint Etienne. Dull. What wasn't dull was our win against Lorient, and that's all thanks to Matteo Cassou. The French 18-year-old that I spent just £5 million on scored 4 goals in a fantastic solo performance. Only one was from the spot, and the rest were a good striker's bread and butter, and that puts him up to 8 goals in just 6 starts in the league already. The Champions League featured a 3-1 win against Shakhtar, and then a 5-0 loss to Celtic.
Sorry. What?
And that then set the tone for October, as we only picked up 1 win against Strasbourg with losses to PSG, Liverpool and Marseille, sticking us in 5th place in the league and 30th in the Champions League phase. Porto then trounced us 4-0.
Piss off, everything's going wrong.
A quick 1-2 punch from Cassou put us back to winning ways against Nice in a lovely 4-1 victory with Lyon at home in the next match. A game in which we started well when right back Selman went on a journey to give us the lead. But the second goal we scored was all down to the assist from Nico Rack to Cassou. Beautiful stuff. In the second half, Lyon did pull one back though through Stengs, but it was way too late. Chouchnard scored the equaliser late against Monaco, making it a Desmond 2-2. But then we lose to Montpellier. Oh, it gets worse. We then lost to Rennes.
Oh, God!
A positive in December was the away win against Reims with a very clinical performance, scoring 4 goals and only conceding 1. Alfonso Places, who has been injured at crucial times, got 2 goals, and both Mendoza and Cassou also got on the score sheet. Alfonso then scored a hat-trick in the Cup and scored in the Champions League, but it was a game we lost 2-1. And at the halfway stage, this season looks problematic. But January brought new hope and a new signing. Luis Claudio joins us on a free from Brazil with his contract expiring. Alfonso then won the European Golden Boy, and Mbappe won his 4th Ballon d'Or in a row. Luka Podlek also rejected a contract from our rivals Bordeaux. But then January also gave us a hammering in the Coupe de France and in the Champions League against Manchester City. And once again, our Champions League dreams are crushed for another season.
You cannot put pressure on me, no chance.
In the league, it was a big win against Nantes, followed by another 4-1 win. But then we lost to Lens. In February, Saint Etienne took the lead within 7 minutes. All good though, we got a penalty, but the keeper made Cassou look like a numpty. Idiot. Just before half-time though, Alfonso found himself one-on-one and slotted in the equaliser. And in the second half, our captain scored a header from a corner. And Cassou redeemed himself when Alfonso was tackled by smashing the loose ball into the net to end the game 3-1. A tough match against Lille away from home, and they took the lead in the 63rd minute. But today, luck was on our side and we scored a fluky goal to share the points. Alfonso has taken over from Cassou in the second half of the season, getting on the score sheet more than often, and he got 4 goals in 2 wins, rounding off the month. And that actually puts us back into a strong position in 3rd place and just 2 points behind Rennes. In March, we had a dreadful youth intake, but things on the pitch were much better, like this 4-0 win against Montpellier with Alfonso scoring a hat-trick and 3 more fantastic goals as well, breaking the offside trap with his pace and finishing out of the goalkeeper's reach. He was absolutely incredible in this match. Both Alfonso and Cassou scored 2 goals in a 6-2 win against Marseille. Alfonso's growth has been brilliant, and the Spaniard is already valued 20 times more than what I paid for him this season after just 25 goals in 35 games. Cassou maybe not as good, but still impressive in his development, and is now worth £60 to £70 million with his 17 goals and 9 assists. And these recent results have seen us fly into 2nd place in the league. This loss to Lyon in April is the only loss we took streak in 3 months. Because we beat Nice 4-0. And then we faced Monaco, and man of the match was without question our right midfielder Ilic, who scored the first goal. He then proceeded to assist the next 3 goals in a fantastic 4-0 away win against a Monaco team that includes Cabell in goal, Roger Ibanez in defence, Thomas Lemar on the left, Golovin, and so many more talented players. But the best performance came next. Because it's that time again where I tell you to make sure you subscribe so you don't miss another episode where we could potentially take all 3 points against PSG. Why don't you whack the notification bell on for a change as well, because despite us going behind in the 4th minute here, we battled on and eventually put ourselves 3-1 in the lead. They managed to put away a penalty late in the game, but it's still a huge win for Toulouse. And that keeps us in 2nd place. And we followed that with a win against Reims, which then helped us qualify for the Champions League once again. But our next opponent was Rennes, who were also looking to qualify for the Champions League, and they took the lead through Kalamuendu. But check this out, easily the goal of the season from our left back Oliver Zanden. And the next goal wasn't that bad either, completely turning the game on its head. Alfonso smashed in the winner, 2-1.
Get in!
And with a win against Angers, we easily put ourselves in 2nd place, 8 points above Monaco, who remember we smashed 4-0 in 3rd place. Alfonso also got 25 goals this season, and Ilic finished with the highest amount of assists in the league with 15, a phenomenal debut season for the Serbian. The values of our players have absolutely skyrocketed, but we still have £17 million to spend, and a lot of these players are waiting for a spot to open up in the first team. Welcome everybody to Phase 3 of Youth to Gold.